Hi everyone, welcome to this gut health conversation between a local lady from Southwest and myself. I would like for you all to get to know Leah Pepper from Whole Green Pepper. She has made it her life's ambition to teach a little bit more about gut health and all that stuff. So with this webinar, we're just going to quickly discuss what is gut health, why is gut health important, how do we know if gut health is, our gut health is in problems and poor condition, how we can repair our guts, as well as how we can maintain a good gut health. And then Leah will give you some more information about what she does with Whole Green Pepper as well.
Yeah.
I'll switch over to Leah. Hi Leah, thank you so much for doing this with me today. I'm really excited to learn a little bit more from all the wealth of knowledge that you have. So.
Excellent. Thanks for the invite. It's really good to be here. So happy to share some information with you and the rest of your crew as well, and we'll get this started. All right. So do you want me to just jump straight in and talk a bit about gut health, or you want to ask me some questions?
Yeah. Did you want to, so you're a Southwest lady.
Yes.
You've lived here your whole life.
Most of my life I've been in Bunbury. Yeah. So, more or less born and bred. So, it's been good. Southwest is an amazing place. Travelled around a bit, but always come back here. We're very blessed around the Southwest. We've got beautiful food, beautiful weather, beaches, forests, all of it. It's right here. So it's an amazing place to live. Yeah.
And your passion around health,
mm-hmm.
where does that start? Because I know you have a day job and you have your business as well. So tell us a little bit about your passion.
Yeah, so it really all just started with my own health. I was struggling a lot with my health quite a few years back now. I had some emotional trauma happen in the past that sort of escalated to a lot of other health problems, and one of the main ones was digestive problems. I had chronic diarrhea for months and months and months, so it was pretty traumatic. So I started to do a lot of research and got really passionate about food again, and started to heal myself through that. So
awesome.
That's how it really all started, and a lot of people were asking what I was doing because they could see it was helping me. So from there I decided to start my page and business and share the information that I was learning that I knew helped myself and could benefit other people.
Yeah, share your knowledge is a way of learning and concreting it for yourself. Yeah, exactly. I love that.
Yeah.
All right, so if you feel comfortable, we can just quickly start off
sure.
With a few random questions.
Mm-hmm.
So what is gut health?
Okay, so I guess we need to know what the gut is if we're going to explain what gut health is.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially the gut is our gastrointestinal system. So that's everything between our mouth and our anus, and all the digestive organs, the tube, all the organs that are part of that. So everything from our mouth, our esophagus, stomach, small intestines, large intestines, rectum, then out through the anus. So there's a few other organs that contribute into that as well. Your liver, your gallbladder and pancreas. They're all very key in your gastrointestinal system, but they're not the main sort of organs that are part of that, but definitely vital for gut health.
Okay.
So I guess gut health is about that system and how it is working properly or not working properly. So that's the basis of our gut health. So we take in the food. We need this food to create energy, to help grow and heal and all those sort of things. So it's really, really important that our gut health is on point and working properly, because otherwise everything else starts to fall apart.
That's true. So that leads us into our next question.
Mm-hmm.
What is, why is gut health that important.
Yeah, yeah. Well, this is a baseline for everything, really. Our emotional health even comes into account. A lot of people are starting to hear about the brain-gut connection. A lot of our hormones are created in that process of digestion. Besides all that, we've got all our nutrients that come from our digestion that help create our energy, help create our skin to look nice and happy, our hair, nails, all that sort of thing, and yeah, getting that happening. So if we can't digest properly, we can't absorb all the nutrients that we need to make our system work properly.
Yeah.
So it's now not about what we eat. You hear the expression, we are what we eat. We are what we absorb. If you're putting all the right things into our body, and we can't digest it properly, we've got a big problem. That's a real big problem. So we need to look at that and care for our digestive system because of those reasons, definitely.
Which hormones are dependent on gut health?
Most of them are, but the big one is serotonin. So serotonin is the precursor to serotonin is tryptophan. A lot of our tryptophan and serotonin is actually made in the gut. So it's incredibly important. All the metabolites from our digestion, they're the building blocks for all of our hormones. We can only make our hormones from what we put in. So essentially all of our hormones are made through that process of gut health and digestion.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm very into gut health as well, but I love that you can explain to us how this happens and the benefits of having a good gut health to help our emotions as well, not just the absorption of food, the physical nature of it, but also that our bodies work in conjunction with everything, and having that in balance helps out the rest of our balance just fall into place. So I really love that part.
It is a very complicated system. You look at the chemistry behind it, it's just incredible, but the basics is that if you put in good food, you have to be able to digest it for the rest of your body to work. You need food and water.
Yeah.
We put that through our mouth. Obviously, we need to breathe and all that sort of thing as well, but digestion's pretty high up there too.
Yeah, no, you have to digest the food. That's the most basic form of our existence. We have to sleep, digest food, and expel waste.
Exactly.
So how do you know, even if you are eating well, if you're on a whole foods diet, if you're on a really conventionally bad diet, how do you know your gut isn't working well?
Yeah, that's can be a tricky bit because you only know what generally you're used to. So it's a little bit tricky. So everyone feels that they are different, and that's okay. But the main thing is we need to be actually expelling. So we're going to talk about poo.
I'm fine. I'm a mum.
Yeah. So we need to have at least one good bowel movement a day. So we want it to not be forceful. It needs to be eliminated quite easily. Within 20 or 30 seconds. You shouldn't be on the toilet for hours, minutes, however long it is. It should expel very easily. It should be nice and smooth. They say, nice little bit of a C-shape sort of thing happening. Obviously, no pebbles or anything like that, or to the other extreme where it's really liquid as well. So we want that to happen at least once a day. Twice a day is even better. So, we need that to happen. If we're not eliminating, we're starting to reabsorb all the toxins that our body is saying, no, we don't need this. It's sitting in there too long, and that's when a lot of problems can happen too. Constipation is very common, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it possible to start realizing you have gut problems from, say, the entry position through your mouth, like bad breath or your tongue having a film, things like that? Is that part of
It can be.
well?
Yeah, it can be. Everyone's slightly different. Obviously, what comes out is a good indicator, is one of the best indicators.
Okay.
But it will definitely show up in your skin, particularly.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of skin conditions are quite heavily linked to your digestion system.
Which are?
So eczema and psoriasis are quite closely linked to digestive issues.
All right.
Along with food allergies and bits and pieces, but yeah, they are quite heavily linked. But also, brain fog, any sort of mental conditions as well, emotional imbalances, things like that are really, really connected with your digestive system and making sure that's sort of working as well. So people feeling sluggish and tired as well, that can be a big signal that your digestive isn't quite working as well as it should.
So you've discovered you're struggling on the toilet, or someone in your family is, and you're the mum, and you have to try and fix it. So how do you fix it? How do you start?
Yeah, it depends where everyone's at. So some people can be having a really good diet. So by a good diet, ideally we want to have a fair bit of fibre in our diet. The fibre bulks up and actually continues through and helps us pass quite easily. So we want a diet that's fairly rich in fibre. By that, I don't mean grains, the breads and bits and pieces that say high in fibre.
Yeah.
We don't want that. That's not real fibre. That's going to cause more inflammation for most people.
Yeah.
So lots of vegetables, as many colours as you can get as well is a really good start in working out and trying to heal the gut. Also including lots of probiotic rich foods, they really help. That digestion process, particularly the metabolizing and making our hormones, the bacteria in the probiotics, they actually do that job. So once it goes through, particularly to the large intestine is mainly to draw out any water, any excess water. But in there, it actually houses the majority of your probiotic strains, your good bacteria. And in there, they break down the leftover nutrients even further so that they can create some nice B vitamins for you, some tryptophan that you can get converted into serotonin, all little things like that our body can't do effectively, but they can. So they're part of us, so, they're doing our job for us.
Yeah. I heard it. I watched this study on TV one night where they had a group of overweight people, a whole big group of overweight people, and they split them in the middle.
Yep.
And they put them all on a diet, some kind of diet. One was a fad diet, and the other group was a slow type of, with exercise, slow losing diet. And they actually discovered that the people that were in the slow moving diet with their whole foods and exercise and things like that, it took them longer to lose the weight, but they actually changed their gut flora from having 1 to 2 strains of major bacteria in it to multiple strains of good bacteria in their gut.
Yeah.
The people who were on the other side, still overweight, some didn't lose weight, the whole study was very intense, and they still kept their 1 or 2 at the most major predominant bacteria, and they weren't always good.
Yes.
So I found that very interesting. The people out of the study, there was a different group that they kept track of as well. They've always been at ideal weight, and they had the multiple strain of good bacteria in their gut. So that was a very interesting, I mean, constantly overweight myself.
Yeah.
So I'm just in the process of getting my gut in a way that I have a multiple strains of good bacteria in there to help me, you know, mind-wise and prepare my body for the future.
Yeah. Yeah, it is an interesting one. You know, we get our first, I guess, inoculation of bacteria from our mothers. You know, through that natural birthing process, that's our first probiotics, I guess, that comes into our system. So unfortunately, we're not seeing as many natural births at the moment. So this is going to probably happen a lot more, that people are going to have problems with their gut and follow-on symptoms from that. So yeah, very important to keep on top of that gut health and try and get those probiotic rich foods. I definitely advocate the probiotic rich foods rather than a capsule. You get, you know, far much more greater strains of bacteria and beneficial yeast as well through your fermented foods rather than a probiotic pill. And it's a lot cheaper. It's so easy to make.
Yes. Yeah. And so you can do it yourself. You don't need someone else. And it's beneficial in every sense that it's good for your pocket, and you don't have to go to someone to let you know. Eat some sauerkraut.
Yes. Yeah.
I always find it a little bit counterproductive to go to someone and they say, well, you need to eat some probiotic food. All right, okay. So I just paid you $70 for you to tell me I need to do a $5 thing. All right, okay.
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes because you're in that mindset of you don't know what's going on, it is hard to work out what you need. And some people just need to have that voice to say, this is where you need to focus your energy and work on that. We're very reliant on other people telling us what to do. We don't listen to ourselves enough and trust our gut instincts. Really, we need to listen to that more.
So that sums up, look after fibre, and fibre from vegetables more than carbohydrates, or high fibre.
More than refined carbohydrates, yeah.
Definitely. And pre and post, you get post probiotics and prebiotics.
Yeah, prebiotics and probiotics. So if you have something like a sauerkraut, it's got the probiotics essentially in there as well. Things that are really high in prebiotics are things like onions and leeks, artichokes, garlic. They're really, really good prebiotic foods, and they'll keep the digestive system really happy, particularly for the bugs, you know, the bacteria. They really on those sort of things. Other really good things are things like bone broth. That's really good for sealing. So we want to heal and seal the gut, so we're wanting to encourage probiotics to come through, good strains of bacteria and yeast. But we also, a lot of people have what we call leaky gut syndrome or intestinal permeability, depending on which book you read or which doctor you talk to. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
So
leaky gut is more prominent in conversations these days than gut.
It is.
Yeah,
it definitely is. You know, that's the doctor term, but
we're all schooled by doctors.
Yeah, exactly. We are. So I love bone broth. It took me a very long time to convince myself that I can do this.
Really?
Yeah, it did. It really. I couldn't stand the smell. I couldn't make it myself. I started with dehydrated bone broth.
Yeah.
And then I started cooking it outside. And now it's fine. So my system's changed, and it's something to accept it, I guess.
Yeah.
So, but now I have it just about every day, and I've found it's been amazing. Yeah. It's got a lot of, you know, amino acids in there that's really going to help heal your gut. So what happens with leaky gut is the little walls of your intestine, they sort of they come apart. So instead of them being nice and tight and only letting through what they need to. Sometimes food particles can get through there if you've got a leaky gut and these, junctions are quite far apart. So we want to seal that back up. So that can happen with stress, with food intolerances. Gluten's a really big one for leaky gut. The proteins there, they really cause damage. So if you're already on the back foot, eliminating gluten at the very least is the best thing you could do, really, to help heal your gut.
For my kids, as you might know, my son has got autism, and he was not diagnosed. They just suggested he might have leaky gut when he was 4 years old, and we started the gluten-free diet for him. And he wouldn't put his nose to bone broth or prebiotics like in sauerkraut. So that's where I started using collagen.
Yes.
And I just added it to his food, either hot or cold.
Yep.
Put it into slices and stuff, and I still do. I now use it for my my rocket fuel coffees and things, drinks. Just keep me full through the day, and I love this stuff. I feel so much better.
Yeah.
I started using more bone broths and collagen-like products. Which I think might be leading to my gut also. I have quite a lot of stress most weeks, and my gut might have had a few tears in it from stress. So I completely 100% go with bone broth and collagen.
Definitely bone broth and gelatin is
gelatin. They're saying
So collagen is just a little bit more processed than the gelatin. It's just one component of gelatin.
Because the one sets at temperature, the other one doesn't set. So it needs a little bit something taken out. The process of that is obviously another day's discussion. So,
yes, exactly. But both very beneficial for healing your gut, for sure.
Yeah. So I think we've touched on maintaining gut health in the same time of.
I just have a couple more things actually on that. So we just talked about the food side of it, but we drink water every day. Well, we should be if we're not. So it's really important to actually be drinking unchlorinated water. Chlorine is put into our system to keep it free from bacteria. So if we're ingesting chlorinated water, we're killing already what's going down. So we're creating that bad environment to start with. So it's really important to get good quality water. But, if or else you can't do anything else, just get a basic filter system and at least take some of the chlorine out. And, that will make such a difference as well.
What dechlorinator system are you using?
I've got a ceramic type filter system. And I find that works really well. It's from Duran and Southern Cross Pottery. They do a filter system as well.
Okay.
So it's got multi-stage type things. That works really well. It takes out all the chlorine, any environmental pesticides and chemicals and all that sort of thing. Heavy metals it will take out as well.
Am I correct to just assume this bit of science that the things that you either breathe in or things that you put on your body are absorbed by your blood and then passes through your system? Could they obviously can damage your liver and your kidneys and so forth, but they can go through to your digestive tract as well?
They can have an effect on your digestive system for sure. Environmental factors can definitely play a part. Maybe not so much on skincare. That's definitely important to have really good skincare. What you put on your body will be absorbed, and you are essentially eating it because you use it. But one of the biggest environmental factors, I guess, is sprays that are used in our environment and potentially on the food we eat. One of the biggest ones is glyphosate. So Yeah, and they spray that on the streets and in the parks and everywhere else. So glyphosate, also known as Roundup, actually works on the bacteria. The reason why they said it was safe because it doesn't affect human cells. It affects bacteria. We're mostly bacteria. So if we're got that in our environment, it's going to really cause havoc as well. So really important to buy organic where you can, spray free where you can, and if you can't, try and buy vegetables or fruits that are going to be, I guess, sprayed less, or, you know, there's a dirty dozen and the clean, whatever it is, however many, a 10 or something like that. So just look up those lists, and generally anything with the harder skin that you can peel, you can get away with a bit more. But yeah, any of your softer fruits, definitely berries. If anything, do not buy commercial berries out of anything. Always buy organic berries. They are the worst for chemical sprays.
Yeah. I'm with you on that one. It's horrendous if you start looking at what your shopping list is and what you can't actually put in your shopping trolley if you are looking after your gut health and just, I think, general health, because the spray can lead to other carcinogenic problems in your body.
Try and eat seasonal as well. It's good to get connected to what's actually happening in your environment. You know, it's winter time now, so at the moment our fruit options are citrus and apples.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
You know, quinces are coming on, a few other bits and pieces, but yeah, you really got to stick to your seasons. I mean, yeah, we'd love a mango right now, or
or a strawberry for that matter.
Or a strawberry, or and it's in the shop. You go to the commercial supermarkets and they'll be there, but should they be?
I could still find organic strawberries about 3 weeks ago in the shops, and I'm like, there's cold, it's raining outside. I don't know where these were from, but yeah, still organic one.
Yeah, that's right. Try and get local as well.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Moving on, so with these things that you repair, you can actually maintain as well. Gut health needs maintenance constantly.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, it's a continual process. You just can't. It's just a lifestyle change.
That's true.
Yeah, we can't just do it once. Yeah, I've bought a jar of sauerkraut and I'll eat that, and then a month later it's already gone, and you're not maintaining it, and you'll find your symptoms will come back.
Yeah.
Continual thing, particularly because that passage is an outgate. You need to put him back in.
Yeah, and maintain that health constantly.
Definitely. Yeah, we're always changing. We've always got stresses. We've, so many things happening. We're continuing to move and change. We need to top up as well, for sure.
Yeah. I just segue in here and say, if you are going to change and if you want to start something, start small. Go small and see what works for you. If something doesn't work, try something else. But always have the vision of having this in the future. It might be in the next week, maybe next month, but not everything works for everyone. Like Leah said, she didn't like bone broth at the start, but and maybe start off with dehydrated bone broth, or start off with an unflavored one like collagen or gelatin. So there are options. Start off small and baby steps it, because I mean there's no rush to get to your end. It's just getting better and supporting your health. So baby steps.
Yeah, definitely. It takes time. Even if you did everything all at once, it's still going to take time. It really is. So, and be gentle on your body.
And maybe a warning: don't do it all at once, because you will have stomach ache.
Yeah. Some people do. Some people get really bad headaches. Definitely, when you're starting to introduce probiotic foods, you need to start really quite slowly.
Yeah.
It's quite common to have what we call a Herx reaction. So what happens there is a bit of a war going on. So you're introducing all this good bacteria in. You've got potentially a lot of bad bacteria or bacteria that's not going to benefit you to the full extent, and they're fighting each other. So when that happens, it can cause a bit of headaches. Some people have constipation and diarrhea. They feel a bit moody, lots of different things like that, because your body's still trying to work out who's going to take charge, all that sort of thing. So as they're dying off, they're sending all these signals out that don't make you feel very well. So that will pass, but if you start slow, that'll pass quicker.
Yeah. And drink lots of good water.
Lots of good water.
Yeah. And maybe some good Himalayan rock salt or
salt,
some minerals.
Yeah, definitely. Some turmeric as well is really good for the inflammation. Yeah.
No. Oh, that's amazing. That concoction of salt and that's a health link I love. I love that.
Yeah.
So where can people go to either get tested to see if their gut health is fine, or they know they have a problem, they need some support? Who do you recommend for anyone here or anyone watching from not in the Southwest? Who would you recommend?
Yeah, well, it really depends where you're at and what, how much, I guess, attention your system really needs. I'm quite happy to help people get started with whole foods, fermented foods, and that real baseline, and start including them in their diet. So following and mentoring through that process. And sometimes that's enough for people, but other people, they may have to do an elimination diet. They may have to include very specific strains of probiotics. So there are a few practitioners around that can help with that, and will have you on specific protocols. They can be quite intense, but depending on where you're at, you know, sometimes you need to do it. So lots of naturopaths around the Southwest are very skilled and can help you with that. There's Victoria West, there's Cara Wallace, Zoe Dixon. They're all very skilled at what they do. And they'll be able to help you, particularly with herbal supplements that will help support your system through that process as well. There's also GAPS practitioners. So if GAPS stands for Gut and Psychology Syndrome. So there's a lady that came up with this protocol. It's a diet protocol, and it'll help heal a lot of the symptoms related to really bad gut problems, along with the connection with the psychology and mental health, emotional health. Yeah, involves a lot of bone broth.
Yeah, it does. And if anyone knows about Jo from Quirky Jo Cooking, she helped her son and her whole family and herself.
Yes, she did.
With the GAPS diet. So she's a big advocate for the GAPS diet.
Yeah, no, Jo is brilliant for any GAPS references. She's got a few little closed groups, and she quite often has little webinars and retreats as well. If people are interested. It's definitely a good source of information. The lady at Cultured Wellness, Kirsty Worth, is really good to get in contact as well. She has specific cultures and probiotic strains that are beneficial for certain people that have quite bad dysbiosis. So she can really help if people do need really intense work. She has a mentorship program as well, and she'll be able to coach you through it with different diet protocols as well. So, yeah, she's brilliant.
Do you have any events coming up for people in the Southwest that might want to come to one of your events?
Yeah, I just had a workshop yesterday, actually, which was brilliant. I'm teaching people basics on sauerkraut so they can start making probiotic-rich foods in their own kitchen.
Yeah.
I'll have another workshop next month. I'm pretty much having workshops every month at the moment. Planning a bone broth workshop as well. So,
you're making inside or outside?
It'll probably be inside.
It's raining possibly by that time. Yeah.
So this time of the year is perfect to start getting into bone broths.
Because you can mix it with food.
Exactly.
Stews and things, and then you actually
use it like a stock.
Oh yeah.
If you use it as a base for a lot of the things you're going to be cooking in winter anyway, it's ideal. You don't just have to drink it.
Yeah. Are you making chicken stock, or which broth are you going to make, chicken or beef?
It'll probably be chicken. I find
with the feet.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, with the feet. Got to have the feet. The feet are the best bit.
They are the best bit after the skin. I love the skin as well.
Yeah.
That's for other reasons.
Yeah. So next, every month pretty much I'm having events of some sort. So that's working in really well. Work with a couple other practitioners. As I mentioned, the emotional side of it is really important. So getting that support. I like to use things like flower essences. I find that they really help support your system to be able to make the changes that they need to.
And Zoe is the one you can contact for the flower essences.
Yeah, Zoe Dixon. Also, Leah Pepper is really good for flower essences too.
Where can they find you, Leah? What's your handle? Where can people find you?
So the best place to find me is on Facebook. I'm just at Whole Grain Pepper. I'm on there. I'm probably most active on Facebook. And I've also got an Instagram as well, which is the same thing. Yeah.
Awesome. I love this. There's so much more segues we can do to baby health. If they weren't born vaginally, if they were born with seizures, I think that's quite a topic on its own, actually. Things that if kids are formula fed, all the things you can do. I think we might invest in having something, a webinar about that for mums who are conscious about this but had to go the route.
It happens.
And it happens.
Sometimes it can't be avoided.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I praise and bless the society that we are in, that we can offer these systems to women, because if they weren't there, that would be horrendous. And third world countries are a proof of this. So we're not blaming anyone for their kids being born by cesarean or on formula, for that matter.
Exactly.
If we after this have some more requests, we might do something with that. So that's it. Just because you weren't born by vaginal delivery doesn't mean that your gut is going to be in complete disrepair. There are lots of things that we can do to support and encourage, and the basis of them are what we've already discussed. It's whole foods, it's including probiotic foods, looking after that gut with things like probiotics, bone broths, gelatin, things like that. It's all the same principles, just different levels and intensities. All right. Leah, thank you so much. I think we've talked about everything we wanted to talk about. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
No, I think that's pretty much covered. Look after that mental health. Keep the system happy with good food, good quality food. Remember that you deserve good quality food, and your body needs it. So it's all connected together. If we don't feel we need good food, our body rejects it as well.
Yeah.
So it is a real mind-body balance. We need to have the two working together. Otherwise it doesn't work.
And yeah, thank you for supporting Six Seasons. And we started off, I think, with Whole Foods Buying Group.
Yes.
And thank you so much for your support through the years, and still supporting me every month. I love it. Thank you so much.
No, thank you. It's brilliant to have a good local source to get some bulk food. Sometimes it can be a bit onerous to put your own big bulk order in, so it's good to have that local person to have the go-between to get a large order in without having to lump all the freight costs and everything else that comes with it. So it's brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you, Leah. Thank you so much. Best for the week. Hope you have a really good week ahead. And everyone head on over to Whole Green Pepper and ask Leah some questions if you have them. Otherwise, we would love to hear from you. Comment after this video, either through Six Seasons or through Whole Green Pepper. All right. I'll have a great night, and I'll speak to you soon, Leah.
All right. Thanks, you too. See ya.
Bye.